Hello and welcome to week 14 of NFL Gamepicks. We got Chris to my left. We got Joey to my right. We got phones going off. We got Christmas stuff going on. So it's a good time here in NFL Gamepicks. Dolphins had a big win against the Washington Commanders, and it resulted in them securing, for right now, just for the time being, the number one seed in the AFC. So that is awesome news, and I'm hyped about it, and kind of weird feeling just because since I've been alive, the Dolphins have really never been in this position, so it's kind of like treading on uncharted waters here. So it's a little bit rough, but big Monday night game against the Tennessee Titans this week, so that'll be the last game on this slate, so stay on the lookout for that. But yeah, excited, and Tyreek 2 times, H-Han 2 times, and Ginkgo pick 6. I mean, they were having a party there in Washington. It was pretty fun. But what about you, Joey? How was your Packers weekend?
All I gotta say is Taylor Swift, no more. Patrick Mahomes, no more. Kansas City Chiefs, no more. We are better than them. We beat them, and Jordan Love outplayed Patrick Mahomes. He's on his way to being one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I'm very excited about it. Great performance for the Green Bay Packers. Perfect team win. And now we're rolling. We're the 7th seed in the NFC, and we have the easiest remaining schedule, and we control our own destiny.
I would say you did call him outplaying Mahomes, Packers winning. Even though you picked Kansas City, you were like, I feel like Packers can win this game, and they did. So that was awesome.
I had the script, to say the least.
And then what about
Biff
you,
Tannen.
Well, the Bears neither lost nor won, so it was a good week either way. Watched a lot of good football games, so that was good. Had a decent week picking, and looking forward to another good divisional matchup for the Bears this week.
Big one for you guys this week.
Another one in the old Wright household.
Yeah. All right. Now let's jump into the standings. Your boy jumped up into second place, but first we got to acknowledge first place, which is Yadian with a 129-64 record. I'm tied in second place with Hector with a 122-71 overall record. I went 9-4 last week, so did Yadian. Hector, on the other side, went 8-5. In third place, we have Victor, 8-5 last week, 122 overall, 120 and 73 overall. And then big shout out to Steve, 119, 74, 8-5 last week, fourth place now. Now we jump over to what is it now, 6? Oh shoot, dude.
Yeah, I'm still treading water. I've been having mid weeks lately, very average, good but average. You know what I mean? Need a big week to really get back into the real mix of things. And all it takes is one big week, and then I'm back in like maybe fourth or third in that range. DJ's doing well. He's kind of staying right above me, so I'm trying to get past him. And then after that, it's going to be smooth sailing, baby.
I don't know, man. These waters are rough. I'm not too sure about smooth
There's a
sailing.
lot of dolphins in there, huh?
Yeah, they are. And then, Joey, where are we at?
Well, hey, I'm not too far behind you guys. I'm over here at the 8th spot. Had a 9-4 week last week, so doing pretty decent. 113 wins on the year. Maybe I'm trying to pull a comeback just like the Green Bay Packers. You never know.
Don't call it a comeback.
I've been here for years.
Yeah, Joey had one of the better weeks. Aside from the top performers of 9-4, the top performer does go out to Andres with an 11-2 record last week.
Hell yeah.
Best performer. Worst performer has to be probably Anthony, 5-8. Oh, nope. We have Sean with a 4-9 record. Tough week for Sean. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start calling out people on their bad weeks. Got to do it.
Yeah, let's boo that guy. 1, 2, 3.
Boo! I did not participate.
Boo this man!
Boo! Nah, we love you, Sean.
Oh, jeez.
Avid listener and tuner
Yes,
in.
sir.
Thanks,
But
man.
he will hear this.
Yeah, that's why we did it.
Oh, man. All right. Well, let's start getting into the stinker of the week. We have...
I thought that was Sean.
Oh, it was. But... All right. Thursday night football. We have the New England Patriots versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. If I could pick a tie, I would, especially with Kenny Pickett going down. The Steelers don't look so good. 2 big weather delays last week really, I feel like, cramped their style, their speed, whatever you want to call it. They couldn't get off to a good start. This week, though, in New England, book me for them winning. I have absolutely zero confidence in the Patriots right now. I want to say I want to say at least 3 straight games that they've held opponents to 10 or fewer points and still lost each and every one of those games, which is pretty absurd. They lost by 2 field goals last week. Yeah, they lost by 2 field goals last week. They didn't allow a touchdown, but they didn't score any single point. So, yeah, just a rough look for this Patriots team.
Yeah, man, let's go. Oh, sorry, bro. I didn't want to jump you. Do you want me to jump you? I'm going to jump you.
Chris took too long. You take a spot.
Jump.
All right, we're going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're jumping over to Pittsburgh. This is really easy. The New England Patriots suck. We're going to jump in here, make it quick. Chris is going to get in here and make his pick. But the New England Patriots are freaking terrible. Pittsburgh Steelers, we'll see what happens. Like, moving forward in the AFC playoff picture. But they're not the worst team in the league. But, I don't think that they're that great.
Nah.
Yeah, give me the Steelers. New England stinks, man. They had a freaking goose egg the other night, so let me go ahead and get the Steelers. We're probably not going to watch a ton of this game. We got a little office party. Speaking of the office, I guess the talk around is tank for Caleb Williams and replace Mac Jones, maybe even Drake May. It's got to get better at the QB position. Let me get the Steelers at home.
All right, now you're going to jump Chris here, Joey.
Ooh.
What do we have next for the Sunday slate?
Get the Carolina Panthers traveling to New Orleans to face off against the Saints. A little divisional matchup here. Big game for the Panthers because, they did get eliminated from playoff contention, so psych.
Officially,
but they might be able to play spoiler against the Saints. But lock me in for the Saints because I have no confidence in ever picking the Carolina Panthers. They're probably the worst team I've seen in a long time since maybe that year that the Browns went almost 0-16.
Lions
officially went 0-16.
That too, but still, they kind of like lost prettier. I don't know how to describe it. You know what I mean? It's just some of it's ugly, and it's just the Panthers just suck. And you got this rookie quarterback you invested a lot in, and he just looks like there's no promise. It's terrible in Carolina. Give me the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I'm going to go with New Orleans Saints. Not much to go on there. These are 2 bads, and if you have to pick between the 2, you pick with the better, and that is the New Orleans Saints. It's very similar to, like, the last game. Even though the Steelers are 7-5, like, they're a way better off team than the Patriots, so you got to go with them there. In this game, similar situation with the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Rock Winola, get them by you Saints in there.
I'm going to take the Saints as well as home. I think it's the easy pick. That defense is still pretty good, and the Panthers have been just really bad. They're both on kind of big losing streaks right now, so one of them is going to hopefully end. I hope it doesn't end in a tie. Give me the Saints at home. Panthers stink. Hopefully our pick gets even more sweeter so we can figure out what the heck we're going to do with it. Speaking of which, let me take this next game before Joey jumps me. We got the Detroit Lions traveling on down to the cold Chicago.
The Windy City.
The Windy City. It's going to be a cold game, I feel like. Hopefully there's some snow. That'd be cool to see. Always love a good snow game. I don't know what the weather's like there. My cousin told me it was 0 degrees the other day, so maybe it's going to be something like that. But Detroit's been struggling. If they lose this game, bad news for Detroit. I don't think they will. I think they'll probably sneak out a win. Hopefully the boys keep it a little bit close. Give me Detroit. But if they lose, it's bad news because the Packers are right on their heels, and they got an easy record. So what do you think, Joey?
Let me talk to you. Listen,
Yeah.
Detroit, a lot of turnovers over there. They've been turning it over a lot. Offense not playing to its best potential. Defense kind of showing their true colors. They started off hot. Not a lot of people can figure them out. Now the tape's out there. They're kind of starting to see Detroit with maybe some inexperienced guys that they might be able to take advantage of. And a lot of people are exploiting that. Their games have been, like just this last week against the Saints, we thought that they were going to blow them out. Mm-hmm. I take back on the scoreboard, and the Saints have basically came back. They came back. It was almost a Saints win, but Detroit somehow pulled it out. You know, I think there was a fumble or whatever that they ran back, or there was a controversial play that I was like, oh my God, Detroit, of course, goes up another score. But I don't know. They'll just find ways to win, except unless you find a way to beat them like we did. But anyway, that's besides the point. Thank you, Wax and Gibbous. I'm going to go with Detroit Lions here. The Bears just don't have it. I don't know. The Lions are clearly the better team. They need this win. I would hope that the Bears win for our sake, like you said, Chris. But
be nice.
I don't think I have confidence in picking the Bears right now against Detroit. I did pick them against Minnesota, and I was right about that. But I don't know if I'll pick them again in the division.
Yeah, it's tough in terms of like hoping they would win for like the Packers' sake and division chances. But I think that's a little bit out of reach. I think it's a little too far, too late for that. But I do think like in terms for the Packers, it's just like more wild card focus. Like let's secure a wild card spot. But it's not over yet in terms of the division. But if Chicago Bears get a win here, that will be huge for that whole shift, because then it just. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Packers are going to win this week. I think the Vikings are going to win as well. So I think those are things that are going to help leapfrog into the standings. But in terms of picking this game, you got to go with the Lions. They are the better team. As far as the weather goes for this game, Chris, it is going to be a cool 36 degrees. So not freezing.
As of now.
But,
You never know. Maybe
wind chill might make it freezing.
The wind, a little cold for my roll. You never know.
Definitely. But
weather.
Yeah, you got to go with the Detroit Lions here. They are the better team, and Bears are surprising. They surprised me in the last Monday night game against the Vikings. I was pretty shook about that one. But let's keep it moving. We have the Houston Texans versus the New York Jets, and oh man, the Texans should. Everything kind of not go good for Trevor Lawrence. I'm not praying for or saying that things are not going to go good for him, but like this is a prime position for the Texans to assert themselves, get a big win here, especially against this New York Jets team that has so much problems internally, and then on top of that, just help position themselves in the standings because they have a prime spot to take over the AFC South lead. But they currently are in third place, tied with third/second place with the Indianapolis Colts. But aside from that. Yeah, you got to go with the Texans here. They are the better team. Unfortunately, Tank Dell is out for the remainder of the regular season with a fractured fibula, which is he's such a small dude. Why is he in the middle of a goal line push like that? God, that is frustrating.
Pretty nasty
me.
too. His leg bent back, and it was just not really good to see, especially since he's been such an impact player all year. Really tough. I saw a meme that was like the Vince McMahon doing the cutting his throat. Yeah, it was like me having to cut Tank Dell off my team and having to explain it to the rest of my league.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's really tough. But, Houston should win this ball game. Kind of an easy matchup for them here. The Jets haven't been looking great. They named Zach Wilson the starter. Who cares? Again, like Forrest Gump says. But I'm going to go with Houston here. This is really easy. Did Stroud, what's the deal with his injury? He's fine, or what's the deal?
I haven't heard anything crazy about his
I don't know if he finished the game or not, but I remember it being a pretty interesting little go-around for him. But either way, I think he'll play, and I'm going to go with the Texans either way.
Yeah, I think Stroud is fine. I'm going to take the Texans. Zach Wilson stinks. The whole offense is bad outside of Garrett Wilson, and Elijah Vera Tucker, I guess, is pretty good when he's there, healthy. Let me get the Texans. They're the better team. Yeah, whatever. He's not. Let me get the Texans. The offense can't score. The Texans have proven that they can put up some points. And they've won, I think, 4 out of the last 5, and the Jets have dropped the last 5, I think. So they're clearly the better team. I'm going to take Houston on the road.
One quick thing, and we'll throw it back to you, but they could have easily been on a 5-game winning streak. Should have the field goal against Jaguars not hit the crossbar. I fully believe they would have won that game against the Jaguars. So if they would have made that field goal, then who knows what happens? And we're talking about a completely different AFC South. But yeah, definitely could be on a good winning streak here. But what do we have next, Chris?
Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts going to Cincinnati. This is going to be a good game. I mean, the Colts are still staying alive in that division, honestly, and they're on a solid win streak. I don't know. I hate picking road teams. I'm going to take the Colts, though. Cincinnati doesn't have Joe Burrow. They do have a heck of an offense, and the backup, what's his name, Browning?
Jake Browning.
Jake Browning. He looked pretty good, I'm not going to lie. this is a close game, I feel like. I'm going to take Indy on the road, keep the win streak alive and their playoff hopes just to make that division a little bit more interesting.
I'm all on board with that as well. Like, I am all in on the Texans winning the division, but I think it's going to be a tight race between them and the Colts, and it honestly might come down to the last game of the season where they play each other. So be on the lookout for that. I looked at both of their schedules. It seems very feasible. If you would have asked me like a month ago about this matchup, I would have told you easily Bengals like by 100. But no Joe Burrow. The offense is the same offense. Like Browning had a phenomenal game against the Jaguars. He is the reason they won that game. But at the end of the day, I just think this Colts team is riding a nice streak, and I want to keep them going that way. But I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati pulls together and does similar stuff with what they did against Jacksonville. It could be a very close game.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. The whole Joe Burrow injury really does put a damper on all the Bengals matchups. Like when I saw that they were playing the Jaguars last Monday, I got disappointed instantly because I'm like, oh, this game's going to suck. But it turned out to be great, you know what I mean? So the Bengals are really shocking a lot of people. So are the Colts, though. So I'm going to go with Indianapolis, man. I like what they have going on, and they got a bright, bright future. So they really need this win to keep going and build a positive environment in that locker room and in that organization in general.
Well, speaking of Jacksonville, what do we got next?
Speaking of Jacksonville, yeah, they're traveling to Cleveland to face off against the Browns. Browns put up a couple stinkers since they've gone through some quarterback issues. Jaguars kind of going through a quarterback issue of their own. They're not sure if Trevor Lawrence is going to play or not. It's just tough for me because of that injury. If Trevor Lawrence was healthy, I would easily go with the Jaguars. But, man, I think I'm going to go with Cleveland here. Their defense is really good. But if Trevor Lawrence does practice, play, whatever, I'm switching it back to Jacksonville easily.
This is such a tough game. Actually, for the Jaguars, both of their quarterbacks are questionable for this game.
Beathard, too?
CJ Beathard or Beathard, whatever his name is, Beathard, he got hurt a little bit. He hurt his hand. I don't know if you watched the game. He hurt his hand a little bit. So they're both questionable, which makes this really interesting. If they have to freaking sign a guy by Sunday, that would be bad news for Jacksonville. Who knows? Maybe Tebow comes back, plays
Elijah
the game.
Moore. He'll play QB.
I don't know. Whoever plays, I'm going to take the Jags just to be a little different here. Cleveland has put up a lot of stinker games when Dorian Thompson-Robinson plays. I think the Jags might still sneak out a win. They desperately need it to stay in this AFC race with everybody kind of, knocking on the door. So let me get the Jags on the road. Hopefully they get the win.
Yeah, I got to agree with Joey. I got to go with the Cleveland Browns here. They're in a prime spot, currently holding the sixth spot in the AFC playoff window. And I think they don't want to give it up at all. I understand, there's a lot of things that have gone wrong this season, especially at the quarterback spot. It is concerning, but with the uncertainty of what's going on in Jacksonville right now with Trevor Lawrence's health is definitely a deterrent on picking them in this game. But like Joey said, if Lawrence is good to go, which I don't think he will, but if he does, I may switch over to Jaguars, but it's going to have to be, very convincing. He can't be out there and, looking unsure. When I see him warming up, I want to see him,
And what's the risk? I don't know. I mean, this is a pretty big matchup as far as AFC playoff picture goes. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I don't know. They're going to need him. That might even 60% of Trevor Lawrence might be better than 100% of somebody's backup quarterback or
for sure
whoever the hell they throw out there.
Especially if you don't have Baffert playing either, you don't have the consistency. Even though he has barely got any reps within the ones, you're gonna have to implement a quarterback in the last day or so, and you're not sure what's going on. So it's a little bit uncertainty there. Let's keep it moving. We have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Ravens. Sneaky good matchup. This Rams team is looking more and more interesting as weeks go on. But status on Cooper Kupp. Anyone have any Cooper Kupp status?
I have no clue about anything about him or Puka Nacua.
Okay. Yeah, because he got banged up as well. So if those guys can go, then I would love to put an emphasis on this matchup. Mm-hmm. But for right now, I got to go with the Ravens.
Easily.
They are the better team here. But don't be surprised if the Rams make it a game. If they can make it into a running battle, I would love to see Kyren Williams go off against this Baltimore Ravens rushing attack. So, but at the end of the day, Baltimore gets the nod there for me.
I'm going to take Baltimore at home. So they keep this streak going, this division leading team here. The Baltimore Ravens are a very good team. We were wondering what the impact of no Mark Andrews would be, and I think Isaiah Likely had the most catches and yards on the last week. It was nothing special, but obviously he's still trusting him and throwing to the tight end a lot. But the Ravens really need to have a good offensive game here because they haven't looked like they haven't fired on all cylinders lately. But I think they will here against the Rams team.
Yeah, like you said, Austin, I would love to see Kyron Williams take off. But I think this is going to be a Ravens game. Might be a blowout. Rams are playing for a playoff spot, though. It's going to be interesting for them. They won both their matchups against the Seahawks. So they are looking pretty... What's up?
They're currently the 8th seed.
Yeah, they're
right there. They're right there first in the hunt.
My prediction is that the Packers and the Rams are going to make those 7th and 6th seeds in the final playoff spots in the NFC. So if the Rams do want to make that, they really have to win this game. But this is such a powerhouse. But who knows? We pulled off a big win against last week against the Chiefs. Nobody thought we would do that. So I don't know. Maybe the Rams will shock the world. But for right now, I'm going with the Ravens.
For them to hop in, for the Rams to hop in, either you guys or the Vikings are gonna have to drop out, which is gonna be interesting.
We have to play the Vikings. So
okay, yeah, there we go. Whoever wins that matchup more than likely ends up dropping out or loses it,
unless the Rams fall out. So I kind of need Baltimore.
Or the Packers just stink.
Oh yeah, dude.
Start losing.
All right, keep it moving. NFC South.
NFC South. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Atlanta Falcons going off head to head. Am I mistaken, or does this winner lead the division?
Winner leads the division.
I think Atlanta currently
right.
has
And then, but if the Buccaneers win, then they're both 5-7 or 6-7. So I don't know, but I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay here. I haven't liked Atlanta all year. Tampa Bay just has more weapons that I like, and their offense has just been just a little bit more consistent, I guess, than Atlanta's. We really don't know what to expect with them week to week. So give me Tampa Bay here in a really weird matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the favorite here. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons. They're at home. I think this Atlanta team is starting to understand, they're going to have to win this division. Theirs are pretty much no one else's, but it's such a tight race. Every week there's one team winning, another team losing, and it's a whole mess. But I think this is a part of the season where the Falcons are going to just own up to winning that division and win out, and not necessarily win out the rest of the year, but just win out and start winning this division and setting themselves apart. Big divisional matchup, that helps you do that. So give me the Falcons here.
I'm going to take Tampa on the road. Like you said, Joey, the winner will lead up the division. Tampa desperately needs this win. Atlanta has not lost anybody in the division yet. They already beat Tampa earlier this year by 3 points. So they desperately need this win, the Buccaneers do, because they can't lose 2 to Atlanta with their records being so close. I'm going to take Tampa on the road here.
All right. What we got for the 4 o'clock window?
This next game, the first one of the 4 o'clock window, is the Minnesota Vikings going to Vegas. Vegas has played 2 of the best teams in the AFC in back-to-back weeks, in the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Kind of a rough go of it, especially back-to-back. I'm going to take the Raiders at home. Let me go ahead and take them, lock them in. Give me Vegas. I feel like the Josh Dobbs flame is burnt out. I think it's over.
Joey,
Totally
thoughts?
over. 4 interceptions against the Bears. This guy sucks. They're thinking about freaking benching him or whatever, getting a new quarterback in there. They're like, what are we gonna do? They're basically the Jets of the NFC North. They don't know what the hell to do with their quarterback scenario. Josh Dobbs is showing his true colors. He's not clicking. Justin Jefferson is gonna come back, so let's see how much of an impact player he's gonna be. But let's be real here. He would start on the Jets. But I'm gonna go with the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know. Yeah, I'm honestly rooting for the Vikings' failure, and the Raiders. Their season's kind of done. They're 5-7 in the AFC. They're not going to make the playoffs. They might as well be eliminated, for God's sakes. But
don't tell that to Max Crosby.
You're right. Give me Max Crosby. Give me the Raiders at home.
Oh man, that is the one fork in the road for me. If Max Crosby makes Josh Dobbs' day horrible,
He will.
then it's gonna be a very spiraling Minnesota Vikings that we'll see. But I don't think that's gonna fully be the case. I think Dobbs can command back the helm. I wouldn't call it a fluke necessarily against the Bears, but there was a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily point in Josh Dobbs' direction. Like there was a lot of like popped up balls on those interceptions. So I don't want to put full blame on him, but I also don't want to take any away from him at all. But this Vikings team with Justin Jefferson, Josh Dobbs still at the helm, I think they're going to have a good spot, and especially against this Raiders team. But this is really going to be a good way to see what this Raiders team is all about, because they had 2 good games against both New York teams, and then they had 2 bad games against the Dolphins and Chiefs, 2 top teams in the AFC. Now they're facing a formidable opponent, but I think someone a little bit more in their weight class and someone that, they can box a little bit with and really have a good battle. I really want to see Aiden O'Connell ball out for the Raiders. I think he's going to have...
He's got to have one game where he just takes off.
Yeah, he kind of did against the Chargers, but I want to see that with a win, But in terms of picking, I want to go with Minnesota here. We're going to keep it moving to the Seattle Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not going to waste your guys' time. Even though Seattle did have an impressive performance against the Cowboys, I got to go with the 49ers here. They shut me up last week. They were out and about being the better team. Brock Purdy rolled into Lincoln Financial Field with his Coles outfit and stepped all over Philly's couch.
$70 in Coles cash.
This San Francisco team is legit, and it's going to be hard for any team really to beat them. And the biggest thing down the line is they have a big head-to-head win against the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's going to determine seeding. Mm-hmm. So if Philly lose a game or two the rest of the season, then it's all there for San Fran to have home field advantage. So that's something to definitely look out for in terms of seeding.
This is tough, for Seattle, because they really need to push for a playoff spot, but their schedule is tough. They need to steal one here, but they're not going to. San Francisco is a powerhouse. They kicked the Eagles' ass. The Eagles looked like the best team in the NFL, and then San Francisco walked in and completely mopped the floor with them.
Sunned them, dude.
Give me the Niners. They're going to coal mine their ass.
Give me the Niners. They're definitely the better team, absolutely. And they're at home. This team's ridiculous. They're definitely Super Bowl bound, in my opinion. But listen to this rough go of it for Seattle. Like, the NFL really freaking screwed them. Listen to the schedule: San Fran, Dallas, San Fran, Eagles.
It's impossible.
They just did not want to see Dallas or the Seahawks succeed.
They just put it at. Well, they didn't know.
What a tough schedule.
Who would have thought that all those teams would be 9-3 and 10-2?
You could have probably guessed it. That sucks for Seattle, but hey, nice knowing you. Give me San Fran at home. Let's move it on to this sweet, sweet game that we have at the 4:25 window.
What we got?
We got the Buffalo Bills going to KC. Man, this game was a lot more exciting in the AFC Championship a couple of years ago. I feel like I don't feel the same excitement that I had then. Obviously, different vibes for sure. Joey, thank you for that. But let me get the Chiefs at home. Dude's all making sounds over there all the show, man. Jeez.
Hey, man, I'm sorry about it. We got to get all excited when we talk about, Swifty boy.
Yeah, man, the Bills are on a weird downward spiral. I'm going to take the Chiefs at home, even though they had a tough loss last week. They're going to have a rebound week. This week, I feel like against this struggling Bills team.
Yeah, I got to go with Kansas City. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of the Buffalo Bills at all. Even if it's me kind of hating on Buffalo, I don't want to see Buffalo get into the playoffs. Right now, what are they, 6-6?
Yep.
A loss here really, really dampens the mood there in Buffalo. But Kansas City hasn't really proven anything this season. They've lost a lot of these big games, these close games. I don't know what's wrong with their receivers, man. They can't catch the ball. They did in the second half against the Packers, and that's the only reason they were within that game, because otherwise the Packers would have ran away with it. They would have dominated time of possession. So not impressed with this Chiefs team, but I think they have a good chance of winning. But I'm not going to be surprised if Buffalo pulls this one out just because of how Kansas City's been playing as of late.
Yeah, give me Kansas City. Buffalo stinks. They had a great game against the Eagles, but I think that they're going to miss the playoffs this year. A lot of controversy is going to go down this summer in Buffalo. Diggs might be on his way out. We don't know what's going on there, but I think the pot is stirring in the wrong direction over there in Buffalo. The wings are not good.
But you hate barbecue.
I do hate barbecue.
Boo.
I know. You know what? You know who does sell barbecue?
Who?
Buffalo chips. Give me Kansas City.
Who we got next?
I'm going with. Okay. I was gonna jump the gun here, man. We got the Denver Broncos traveling to Los Angeles to face off against the Chargers, and you know what? I'm gonna go with the Broncos here. They had a loss last week, broke their snapped their streak. But yeah, I'm going with the Broncos, and I think that Brandon Staley gets fired right after this game.
Austin called that last week. If they lost to the Patriots,
Dude,
if you,
so
it almost happened.
If
They
you guys
needed a
tuned in-
touchdown,
Hey,
dude.
they didn't lose,
I know.
but they won 6-0. That's so bad. I'm out completely on the Chargers. Broncos country, let's ride.
Broncos country. That's right. I'm going with the Broncos as well. I'm all out on the Chargers.
I'm out.
Dude, I'm benching Herbert and I'm benching Eckler. I'm out. Hate them.
I'm not necessarily out on
Out
Herbert
at
and
3,000.
Eckler, but like this is just such a stagnant offense, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's just like, what are we doing here in Los Angeles? Definitely not impressing, and the writing's on the wall. Staley's going out, so yeah, let that be what it is. Not much else to
Dude
say.
sucks.
Yeah. But keeping it moving, we have Sunday Night Football, the Philadelphia Eagles versus Dallas Cowboys. Big NFC East matchup. Winner takes the lead. Should it be Dallas, they take the lead. Should it be Eagles, they assert a separation in the lead and pretty much stiff on the Dallas Cowboys into wild card contention should everything else go right the rest of the way. This is such a tough matchup, but I'm going to have to go with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to stay true to my word. I said Philadelphia is going to get the win at home against the Cowboys last time they played each other, and I said the Dallas Cowboys will get it when they go back to Arlington. So I got to stick to that word. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Dallas, and I think they saw a lot of things in this last matchup against the 49ers that they could capitalize and defeating the Philadelphia Eagles, especially at home. I think there's going to be a big ruckus atmosphere there in Dallas and Arlington, Texas. So should be a fun one to watch. Chris, what we got?
Yeah, this is gonna be a great game. I'm excited to watch it. It's late at night. We're gonna be able to watch it for sure. It's a Sunday night late game. Philly Dallas doesn't get much better than this. Both teams are good too this year. It's exciting. I'm gonna take the Eagles on the road. My guy Yadian that's at top. I saw he picked the Eagles. I'm gonna ride with the dude that's been doing the best. But this is gonna be a great game. Eagles offense versus that Dallas D. Eagles D just signed Shaquille Leonard from the Colts, who just got cut. We'll see if he plays at all and maybe what kind of impact he might have right away. But let me get the Eagles on the road. Fly, Eagles, fly. Can't believe I said it.
Yeah, that's awful. It kind of burns my tongue whenever I say that. But I am going to ride with the Eagles here. I am going to fly with the Eagles here against the Cowboys. Listen, man, this is going to be a great matchup. Like you said, Chris, NFC East divisional matchup. One of the best rivalries probably in this league, in the NFC in general. Listen, the Eagles, man, they have one play and it works to perfection. And then other than that, I don't even know how they kind of win. You know, they just pull it out in the fourth quarter and somehow work it out against like Buffalo.
First and 8 is like the most absurd thing
Yeah.
I've ever heard in my life. I'm like, really? Like, come on, man.
You know, it's ridiculous. But Cowboys, they look good. I wouldn't be surprised if they stole one, but I'm going with Philly here.
Go
All right.
Birds.
And now the first Monday night game.
We got Jordan Love in the Green Bay Packers against Tommy DeVito and the New York Giants. Listen, man, the Green Bay Packers looked incredible. Again, we got to get a little high in this, show respect to Tommy
How
DeVito.
you
But listen,
doing?
man, this guy kind of sucks. The Giants kind of suck. I don't. I gotta go with the Packers, but I'm not. I'm going with the Giants because I gotta go with the reverse psychology. Can't let it mess me up. But the Green Bay Packers are proving themselves to be one of the sneaky wild card teams. Didn't think we'd be here about 4 weeks ago, but here we are. They've turned it around, and I'm very excited. Go Pack, go, baby.
I don't think you need to use the reverse psychology on this one.
I don't think
you'll
so
be
either,
fine.
You
right?
need to take them, dude. You're being a bad fan.
Nah, bro, I'm helping them out, bro. This is where they need me. This is where they need me. This is where they need me.
Man, puck the Packers, dude. I'm gonna take Green Bay on the road, though. The Giants stink. They just beat the worst team in the NFL. One of the worst. And the New England Patriots. I'm gonna take Green Bay. They just be one of the better teams than the Chiefs. I hate taking Green Bay so much, and it hurts.
Pack is back.
It hurts. If he's good, it's just pain. Favre, Rodgers, Love, pain.
Can't wait for the Jets to get
Pain.
freaking Jordan Love in 2040. Dude.
Yeah, and then it ends in hell, and all their. Then,
He has to end the trilogy.
yeah, Watson.
He must complete
Watson and
it.
Dobbs are going to go over there, and then Watson's going to be a healthy scratch every week, and Dobbs is just going to be like the fourth string wide receiver.
Jeez. Yeah, no, it's gonna be awful.
It's awful.
I'm gonna go with the Packers. I really, really liked what I saw from last week against KC.
Yeah.
Giants, they had a good performance, but like Chris said, against the Patriots, so not much brewing there for them. But I did like what Tommy DeVito was able to do. He has the most passing touchdowns for any New York quarterback, at least in the New York quarterbacks, the New Jersey quarterbacks are better off. But yeah, this matchup, I think the Packers can run away with it, but only if they continue building off of what they were able to do last week. But last but not least, the other Monday night game, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Miami Dolphins. We basically have a Ryan Tannehill return game. Should he play? I'm kind of hoping things work out in that way somehow. I just want him to get like a snap or two against the Dolphins. That'll be sick. But I am going to go with the Dolphins here. I believe we're wearing the throwbacks, but don't be fooled by this logo on the bottom. They're probably wearing their throwbacks. Just big game for the Dolphins. You really want to assert dominance in the AFC. You win your AFC matchups, and you stay on top with this win here. So, aside from that, I'm not too worried about the Tennessee Titans, but I do think they will have a way to make it interesting. Covering the spread for the Dolphins, basically 14 points. That's a tough one. But I think it could be done. They did it last week against the Washington Commanders. So I think they're going to be happy to be home and have a primetime game. It's going to be a cool, chilly night. So I'm super excited. I'm pumped. I love night games at the Hard Rock.
I'm also pumped. I'm off. I'm going, baby. I'm super stoked. Fins to the left, fins to the right. I'm going to be cheering like I've been a Dolphins fan my whole freaking life, dude. Go Fins. Let me get the Dolphins on the road. One of the most exciting offenses in the league. I can't wait to see it in person. It's going to be sick.
I love how you said that in full Bears gear. I'm going to be cheering like I'm a Dolphins fan my whole life. Finally, some winning. I'm going to go with the Dolphins, man. Let's go, Chris. Jump ship. Why don't you? Listen, the Tennessee Titans stink 4-8. Ugh. Miami Dolphins, number 1 seed in the AFC. Is Kickball Dad going? That's what I'd like to know. Other than that,
going to this one.
Oh, damn it. But I'm going with the Miami Dolphins here. Look it up.
Oh, man. But that wraps up NFL Game Picks. 2 Monday night games. And, just interesting developments going on here. So, Tennessee and Miami and on ESPN. Green Bay, New York on ABC/ESPN+. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah. Everything else kind of normal programming.
Do you know what the commentary teams are like for that?
I want to say that the Packers game is going to probably get Joe Buck and Troy Aikman just because of ABC. I don't know. That's interesting to see. But for me and Chris, at least we don't have to worry about that going to the game. But last but not least, teams on bye. We have the Arizona Cardinals, big win against the Steelers last week. Washington Commanders, sorry for your loss. Dolphins trounced them at FedEx Field. Aside from that, big time excited for the Miami Dolphins to come back home, have a winning with a winning streak on top of that. Just a primetime game. I love them. I just love them. I will go on for hours and hours about how much I love primetime games in December, especially when there's a
Yes.
cold front. I'm just like, yes, please, more. Yes.
Nothing better than
Yeah.
getting the win in prime time too.
Yes.
If it wasn't so cold, I'd probably streak. I'm so excited.
It's 60 degrees. It's not going to kill you.
Oh, we might be in there.
Yeah.
Shrinkage.
Shrinkage is real.
And with that note, we end NFL Game Picks for Week 14.
Let's do
Thanks
it.
for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Go Pack, go.
Peace.
Bear down.
Pins up,
Pins
baby.